And this is all at vcponline.com. When you click there, it will ask you to log in. You would enter your login name, which is your email address, and the system automatically sends this to people that we set up. So they'll have all that information to know how to get into the system. Okay, so this is your basic user homepage minus the pink bar at the top. All right, that just is from my point of view because I'm doing this little trick with you all. And the first thing that the manual I created talks about is this menu up here. This menu is really kind of like your navigation bar through VCP. The the NWIC logo, if you click on it, will always take you back to this view, which is your workflow view. And if you click on workflow, you will see this as well. Your workflow are basically the preparations that have been assigned to you to score or the preparations that you've completed scoring. As a side note, when we use the word preparation, we mean that it's a set of documents or audio file plus the comment items that go with that. So that's what we mean by preparation. There's two lists on your workflow screen that needs to be scored and completed, and that's pretty self-explanatory. This is stuff that I haven't looked at yet. This is stuff that I've looked at and I've marked as finished, and I can still see it, but I can't change anything as a user. Some other screens that are important to know about are clips. Clips basically are sections of audio that maybe highlighted something that was important, and they were either created by the trainee to remind themselves of something that they did, or they were shared with the trainee by a coach or by Kim as a training tool. Like here's an example of doing something. Preparations. This view basically shows you all of the preparations that you have created as a user. So this one hasn't really created any, they've just been assigned. We're going to go through the process of creating a preparation today. And files, a file is the raw data. It's the stuff that basically you can use to make a preparation with. These are your PDF documents and an audio file. Okay? And this is really where all the magic starts. So I'm going to go forward and just show you how a trainee would go ahead and make a preparation and get it to you for your scoring and so that you can see their scores as well. So the first thing that has to happen is they have to upload something. So I'm going to pretend that this is going to be a document review, and so I'm only going to upload a document. The training manual that I have shows documents and audio as well, so you've got all of it. So obviously you might start with upload a file and click in there, and there's a drag and drop feature that lets me move things into VCP. Well, let's see what things I could move in. Desktop, test media. Sure, we'll move this plan of care, okay? So all you're really doing is selecting the plan of care from wherever it is, dropping it into the box. You're saying that you have the permissions to do so, and then you click upload. Documents go up really fast, and that's kind of why I'm doing it for this, this demonstration, because they do go up so fast. You see this blue box says these files are currently being processed. This could take a while with audio or with video, but for documents, all I'm going to do is hit refresh, and it's right there, so fast. So the next step that you're going to do is you're going to want to create a preparation with this. Inside of the training manual as well, I do talk about a naming convention, and I think it would be really helpful for folks to start using that even for their files. So let me go ahead and demonstrate the naming convention on this file, because that will actually port over to when they're making the preparation. So if I click on the file name, it basically is the, what I've just uploaded, this plan of care. It's blank. So I'm going to actually edit this file to change the name to match the convention. And the convention is a two-letter state abbreviation followed by a space, the 4-digit year followed by a space, the 2-digit month followed by a space, the 2-digit day followed by a space, and then the last name of the person uploading. Okay, so for me, I am in Oregon. It is 2015. It is March. I hope it's still the 19th. And my last name is Osowski. This type of naming convention will be really useful to everybody because it'll be so much easier to find stuff in your list later on. Eventually there's going to be really, really long lists of things that are going to be in VCP. And if you just want to search for stuff that was uploaded in Oregon, let's say, or in March, or on the 19th, or by a certain person, you can just type in one of those things and it'll narrow your search down considerably. For description, you just want to put in something that makes sense to you. That's the advice that I'm giving. So I'm going to just type enter a description. Tags are also something that you can use to organize things. We've asked that folks organize things using the state that they've been in and the phase of wraparound or the type of comment they're doing. So I only have one state tag right now called Maryland, so I'll call it Maryland. And you can see it's just clicking in there and finding the thing that I'm interested in. Let's do this as a document phase 1 and 2. And then you hit save. Great. So now back to the files page, we're ready to start our preparation. You check the box next to the file that you want to use. You click on create a preparation. You see how it moved over into this yellow box over here. And notice all the stuff that I typed in for the file has automatically made its way over to the preparation stage. So it kind of saves some time and keeps things tidy on the site at the same time. So my name is already there. The description that I had is already there. The trainee will pick whomever their coach is. And let's see, Emily, I'm going to pick you. And I probably have sent you tons of email already, Emily, because I've been testing this thing out. So thank you for being patient with me. Skip this box. For tags, same deal. You want to use the state and the phase of wraparound, or the type of, the type of comment that you're going to use. This is a document review, phase 1 and 2. You're also going to choose document review, phase 1 and 2 down here. This part is actually really important because this determines the items that you're going to answer. So everyone needs to be clear before they start this process which phase of wraparound they're in, and if this is a document review, an observation, or a supervision. Okay. Down here, it just shows you the files that are associated with this. So I have my PDF, and then I'm going to hit submit. Now the master scorer is the NWIC coach, and of course I have to assign it to myself. It seems a little weird, but we're not sure who, when we set this up, we weren't sure who was going to be the person that was going to be preparing all of these. So it's set up so that anybody can do it. You can do it and assign it to someone else and not have to score it yourself. So when you're setting it up for yourself to score, you want to include yourself as a scorer. And then when you click submit, you'll see the persons that have been assigned to score are now appearing here. And then this preparation is now in the workflow queue to be scored. And at this point, the trainee will go into the scoring screen. So we'll show that really briefly. A couple other little things on this view. Not only do you see the names of the items, the preparations that you need to score, but you can see how far you are through them. So these 0% means I haven't entered any scores at all. Down here means that every single item that I could have entered a score for, I have a score for. So it just gives you a sense for how complete things are. Some folks like to stop in the middle and come back to something, so that just gives them an indicator how far they went. So this is what a document review basically looks like in VCP. The scoring screen has a number of different parts. This here, this little number 1 in pink, is the completeness indicator. It is red right now because there are no scores entered and saved. If I enter some of the scores but not all of them, and then hit save, it will turn yellow to let me know that I'm not done yet. And when I've entered something for all of the items, it will turn green, letting me know that everything has been scored. Viewing the PDF is important because that's what you're going to be basing your scores on. So you would click on that and it opens in a separate tab. If you want to, you can toggle back and forth between your scores and the tab that the document has. Some people, however, like to have the document with them. So, hey, Chrome, cooperate. Okay, there we go. So you can kind of play with it, move it around so it's sized the way you need it to be. You're still going to have to try to, probably toggle back and forth from your the bottom of your desktop, but it's completely doable. However you want to do it is basically the way you would go. I probably like to toggle back and forth from the same window. I can read and I can score. We'll just enter a few scores here. You can enter a comment about why you thought that was demonstrated. I thought this was done well because, and those comments will go with the scores that you've entered. If you forget what an item means, if you mouse over it, you'll at least get the title of the item. This is ability to identify strengths and capabilities from the family, etc. If I save now, you'll see that the scores that I've entered are there, and I'm at a certain amount of completion. It's yellow. And that's basically the way you'd work through all of the items. These ones that just have a box, these are things that you would type in. Care coordinator's first name could be Mark, for instance. And these boxes will actually just accept text. Folks are going to have some more identifying questions here toward the end. And we may be changing up a little bit in here to kind of balance out where there are certain things that don't apply to different comments. And save. When you click Finish, this will send your scores, this will lock your scores in for a trainee, okay? So they're going to be asked if they're really sure they want to submit, because the trainee, once they hit Finish, they cannot change their scores anymore unless the coach sends the preparation back to them, which I can cover with you all. Notice now, though, that since I've clicked Finished, the preparation is in my completed queue, and this is the point where I could do a comparison if my coach had also finished scoring this as well. I made this example off of not a comment, so it basically shows you what it looks like when you match, because when you match, things are green. When you don't match, the trainee's score is crossed out and marked in red, and the coach's is in green. The value of the overall agreement, this is how frequently you all matched. And that's done through this account function. You would just click on that, and you would click log out. And we just want to encourage everyone to, use the best practices with VCP in that, log out when you're not using it anymore. Log out if you are going to take a break for a long time. Don't use VCP in a public place like Starbucks because someone could be looking over your shoulder at what you're looking at or even listening. We advise headphones, even if you think you're alone. Sound can carry through walls. Just being really respectful of everyone's privacy in this. And with that, that's the demonstration I have for the user or the trainee-initiated comments in VCP.